Well, joining us for more to talk about the mass vaccination drive in the country is a public health physician, Dr. Shalom Oni. Thank you for joining us on the program. So, Dr. Oni, let's begin. Some states are experiencing hesitancy in meeting their vaccination target. How do you think states can address this vaccine hesitancy challenge?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Thanks for having me, Millicent. Well, in addressing the vaccine hesitancy challenge, I think the government needs to first of all come out, and address, the masses, speaking to the effectiveness of the vaccine, and how it reduces the severity, of COVID-19 infection. Now, what many people have, which I've discovered, that looks like a paradox to them, is that how can someone receive the vaccine and still come down with COVID-19? So we all need the government to come on tops, to educating the masses, to ensuring that they get the right message. Because when they don't get the right message, then there will not be uptake of the vaccine. So what the vaccine actually does is that it reduces severity of COVID-19, infection in individuals who come down with the infection. So it's not per se, 100% protective. The government really needs to come out on this. They need to hear, the public need to hear this from the government, so as to restore confidence, and so that people can know what they are getting themselves into.
What some states are doing, Taraba State, for example, going a step further to vaccinate its students who may either have to present their test results for COVID-19 or their vaccination cards before being allowed to the school premises. Do you think that proposal as a requirement for school is also one way to go?
Well, it's a bit controversial. And how do I mean? Number one, you don't force vaccination on people. And you don't issue threats when it comes to vaccination, because you have to have a respect for human rights also. But by and large, there's a line between when an individual poses a nuisance to the community, when an individual's unimmunized state poses a nuisance to the community, and and the human rights of that individual. So the government really needs to look within, and to maybe conduct some more survey, and even need to consult widely, before issuing threats, to individuals, or using COVID-19 vaccination card, as a requirement, for school admission, as a requirement to working in offices, because this could actually boomerang. Don't forget that we also have the religious, sector who have not fully bought into the COVID-19 vaccination. So we don't want a scenario whereby we're going to be having, anarchy on our hands, where where the individuals, the narratives, out there, the government is going to be playing into the hands of the masses, and based on the narratives and conspiracies have already gone ahead of the COVID-19 vaccine.
I also know a number of physicians who would disagree with you on vaccine mandates, but let's look at what other states are doing. Edo State, for example, is rolling out mobile vaccination teams at strategic locations. We have Yobe State that has recorded about 4.1% vaccination coverage, and this was after it increased its centers from about 53 to over 150. But we know that Lagos has bigger numbers, in terms of confirmed cases, in terms of deaths, and of course, a big population. How do you think the state is doing in terms of ramping up vaccination?
Yes, as far as Lagos State is concerned, I know that there are a lot of effort has been made, number one, to increase vaccination centers. First of all, there's what we call the mobile vaccination teams, who are manning different wards and different communities, across all the local government and SCDs in Lagos State. I also know of the mass vaccination sites also. These are individuals who stay at busy junctions, across all the busiest terminals, across the bus stops, motor parks, in Lagos State. That has been another drive, that Lagos State has also initiated in the last 2 months. Also, the private sector has bought into the COVID vaccination also to capture the airlights.
All right. Hello, Dr. Oni. Okay, we appear to have lost you, but we'd like to appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.